Hey guys, you're watching Media Induced, and today on the episode, we're going to talk about games. But first, a shot word. New. So, let's talk about some new games. First up, not an actual console game, but it is new. It is an app for your phone. You've all by now heard of it. It's the phenomenal internet sensation known as Pokemon Go. Yeah, I've always been more of a Digimon man myself. But it is a very fun game when it works. The trick is it doesn't always work. So let's get into it. First off, you gotta have Pokeballs, which means you gotta go to Pokestops to get Pokeballs and other items to lure the Pokemon in to catch them, right? Great. Unless you live in Arizona where it's hot as hell and nobody wants to go outside. So what do you have? A bunch of people stopping their cars in mid-traffic to get a Pokemon or Pokeballs or whatever. And then you can only be going so slow or so fast to get the Pokemon and the Pokestops, and by the time you try and click on it, you've driven by it and it's already long gone. So for all those kids who don't have cars, this probably isn't the game for you, unless you like to walk around for miles on end. Then there's the crashes. Everyone, everywhere who has ever played this game has had a crash on them. That is a huge fundamental flaw, right? You probably want to fix that before you release your game. Probably should have, but they didn't. So you have Pokemon Go that crashes every 5 to 1 minutes. And then you gotta do what? Well, if you're an Apple phone user, I feel very bad for you because then you have to uninstall the app, reinstall the app, sign back in, and then wait for it to load again. That's right. Every time it crashes, that's what you gotta do. But they say they're gonna come out with a bug fix quick to fix the crashes. Well, it just came out, and it didn't. It still crashes. Only now, sometimes, it just freezes up your game. So you can't really move anywhere, you can't really go anywhere, you can't really do anything. So what do you have to do? Uninstall the app, reinstall the app, sign in again. So I've given up. I've not even trying. Tried to take over a gym once, and it crashed. And it was 116 degrees outside, so I said, that noise. That's where a beep comes in. Beep. Bleeps out my new curse word. Anyways, moving on. Coming up is another new game you have most definitely heard of if you are an Xbox fan. ReCore. Right? Am I right? Yeah, you've heard of it. I know you have. Don't lie. ReCore is a game about this girl named Jewel who has these little robot friends, and she takes the cores of them and installs them into different robots. What does she do? She uses those robots for their specific skills to navigate through the map, right? Sound familiar? It should, because it's by the same directors did Metroid. That's right. You get something, opens up another part of the map. You get something else, it opens up another part. It's very natural, very fluid, and the story looks amazing. I can't wait to play. So mark it on your calendars, pre-order it, and get set for the ride of a lifetime. Moving on. So you're playing a game, right? And you get into it, all of a sudden, that one thing that just gets to you, irks you the wrong way, and takes you out of the moment, right? What is it? It could be anything. For everyone, it's different, right? For me, it's long loading times, glitches that just screw up the entire gameplay and like make you stop playing for a sec. Grand Theft Auto 5 has a plethora of these, right? I've been playing lately, and it is insane how many glitches are actually in the game. Have you guys noticed some glitches let you fall through the floor of the map and you just sink into nothingness until you die? So I'm going to imagine my perfect game, and it may be different for you. You may disagree with everything I have to say, but here's the perfect game for me. I'm more particular towards third-person shooters, so I'm kind of like Tom Clancy Splinter Cell guy. I would have something like that, Tom Clancy Splinter Cell, where you're outside the character, you can aim, you can zoom in into the rifle as a first-person view. You could probably even do something like climb the edge of buildings and rappel and snap people's necks and sneak up, kind of like a stealth game. But it would be an open world game, kind of like Hitman, but also like Grand Theft Auto. But you would be able to manipulate the world, right? So like say you're like, hey, I want all those NPCs to be zombies. Boom, you just made a zombie game. Right? I want all the NPCs to be aliens. Boom, you just made a space sci-fi game. What? You could even have the same map, just aliens invading and, a few NPCs running crazy. I know they have mods on Grand Theft Auto 5, and I know some of this probably sounds a little familiar, but just put it in the game. It would make so much more sense, right? So everyone could play it. Everyone could be the modder, right? Anyways, I digress. So you're moving along, kind of open world, you can kind of do anything like Grand Theft Auto. You can get in any vehicle, you can get into any building, which I know would take so much memory, it's unbelievable. But I would spend my entire 500 gigabyte hard drive on a game like that. Where you could just do anything. Imagination's the key. But then they have State of Decay 2 coming out, and I'm just like, boom, that's my game. Next we have The Division, and Abe Kim's guide on how to survive in said division. What? Wait for the intro. The Division has come out with some new updates since I last was on here. So let's talk about them. First being, you can now cut the ropes in the Dark Zone. Let's say some unlikely people put a bunch of loot on the helicopter rope, right? A little tight rope that comes down from the helicopter, you put your loot on it, it goes up, boom, you've saved that contaminated gear, it then gets processed and thrown into your little inventory cache. Then what do? Well, you pick it up and use it, right? Well, now, in the Dark Zone, you can put your stuff on that rope. Someone else can come by and cut the rope, take your stuff. Another way to take someone else's stuff. This whole game is just derived around stealing other people's loot. It's eat or be eaten at this point. I mean, if you're going into the Dark Zone, you better be the best of the best of the best of the best. Know what I'm saying? But if you're just looking to level up that Dark Zone credit or level to get the Dark Zone gear that you can actually purchase, don't pick up the loot. Simple. Nobody kills you for nothing. Nobody steals nothing. I mean, it's really hard to take nothing from someone who has nothing. Unless that nothing is a container of nothing, and then you can just take the container and then... Okay, I'm really getting out of it here, but focus and follow me. Try really hard. I'll explain this new idea. People can just take your stuff now. I mean, now you have to put it on the helicopter and then wait and guard it with your life. Yippee! If you're like me, you're just going to put it on the rope, put a little detonator bomb there, and wait for someone to come up and try and take it, and then boop, boom. But if you're like me and you don't have that high level yet, your grenades aren't going to do crap to that person, so they're just going to take your stuff anyways and kill you. Yeah. But they have other ways you can level up now. They have the Underground, which is the new DLC coming out for it. It has new missions, has new story mode mission type things. You go into this underground subdivision of your basement, of your base, and there's more missions down there, but they're kind of story driven and they're kind of locked. You can't really open world it, you know what I'm saying? You can't go anywhere in the world. You're focused to that one little section of the map. Each mission is a little different. They have a slightly different intro. Not really, it's kind of the same intro. You get on the train, you get off the train, boom, you're there. You get back on the train, you get off the train, you're back home. But they give you different words and stuff, and they tell you different mission and objectives. So it's kind of fun, but it's really difficult. So if you're going to play it, you're going to play it probably with some friends. You have your new daily and weekly challenges, which are daily hunts for certain individuals, weekly hunts for certain individuals. You have daily missions, underground, above ground, wherever. And you have different kind of style-esque modes to go after these people. I mean, these people are just randomly in the world. You can take any route to get there. You can hit them from any side you want. And you can even kind of go guns blazing or kind of secretive. You know what I'm saying? Those Splinter Cell fans know what I'm saying. It's not new to them. I'm killing myself here. Anyways, moving along. Here we go. Well, that's my show. Surviving the Division. Wait for Pokemon Go to come out with some new updates. And, well, that's my show. So, to recap, Surviving the Division. Don't play Pokemon Go until they update it. And wait for Recore, September 13th. If you like the show, go ahead and hit the like button. If you don't, go ahead and don't. If you really like it, hit us up on Facebook, YouTube, Gmail, or visit our website, BlueRainbowProductions.com. But that is it for me, so see you guys next time when we explode a rabbit. No, we're not going to explode a rabbit. That's right, I made an intro. Just a little sidebar real quick. You guys are probably wondering why I don't drink every time I say the word new. Well, that's because this is my 4th take now. So I'm ahead of y'all at this point. Which is news to me. Wait for September 13th for Recore, and that's my girlfriend.
Lunchtime.
Lunchtime.